I don't get a Chowder. He's just baking everyday wet Frepper sausages.
Yeah, but he has a catchphrase.
A catchphrase?
Yeah, all the best chefs have a catchphrase.
I don't have a catchphrase.
All the best chefs have a catchphrase.
Hey guys, what about me?
No, you're not in this episode.
Wait, no, not again. Hi, I'm Josh, and welcome to another tutorial sort of thing that I'm doing now because I kind of got sort of interested. Ever since you guys showed me some love for that Kane video, I've been interested in making these sort of tutorial-like videos for my 3D stuff. So this time I'll be showing you how to do this Chowder-like static texture that I do for my characters in Blender. But first, before that, you gotta know what even is the Chowder texture, the static textures. Where does this come from? Where does this usually happen? So this method of texturing is actually called perspective incorrect texturing, or the masking technique. And I think that name probably suits it the best because this is how the texturing is done. So if you've never seen this show, Chowder, go watch it, like right now. This show is like masterclass, and if you like shows like Smiling Friends or The Amazing World of Gumball, this is like the OG. This is the first one to do that crazy style and mix of mediums in the show. You're constantly caught off guard with this show. Like, it'll switch from CGI to 2D hand-drawn to like puppets. It's great. I've seen this show like a total of 3 times as a kid. Just watch it. So babe, you want to watch something romantic tonight? No babe, we're watching Chowder. And get used to it because we're watching this every night. So the way that they texture in this show, like for the clothes specifically with the weird patterns, basically what they do is they animate the character over this texture, which is just one window. And then on top of it is the actual character being animated with a mask to basically show the texture underneath the layer. And the reason I'm saying this is because it works basically exactly the same in 3D, except you don't really have to think about this too much, but it helps to understand how it does it. So basically, instead of having your 3D texture, your texture is just transparent, and then it places your texture underneath as just like a constant image in the background. Oh my god, shut up! Just show me the actual tutorial part already. What is all this? I didn't come here to see Mr. Yapatron 3000. Well, sorry, I just wanted to have a little entertainment in my videos. Is that so bad? Yes. I don't usually record like this, so it's gonna be a little weird. Now to the actual tutorial of how to do the thing. Okay, so say we have this Chowder model without all the weird goofy textures that Chowder usually has. So now the way that we want to add them is we first have to start by adding a new material. If you're new to Blender, I'll try to be as like beginner friendly as I could be, but hopefully I don't gloss over stuff, hopefully. So the first thing we want to do is add a new texture, and we want to add this texture as an image texture. So we're going to scroll over here to this side and press new in the material, what is this called? And what we want to do is click on this yellow dot right here. That will take us to this bigger window, and we'll be able to choose image texture right here. So once we choose the image texture, now we can actually like go over here into the file and choose the file that we want. And then of course, hopefully you have the image that you want to be like the texture thingy. And if not, go get it because that's the first step. That's the first step. You need to actually grab the image texture first. Where even is it? Yeah, here it is. Okay, so I have the Chowder shirt texture right here. So now that I added the actual texture on its own, you can see that it's not the way that we want it to be, but it's in there now. And then that's the first step. So another thing that I would do is you can see the shininess that kind of just reflects off of his shirt, and you don't really want that, or I guess I specifically don't really want that. So I go over here to roughness, and I just go straight down. Oh wait, no, I go straight up. I go straight up so that it's at like 1.000. And now we don't have any more of that shininess because it's just rough, kind of like clothes. So now that we have that, to actually get the texture the way that we want it to be, we have to move over here to this little clock thingy and then enter into the shader editor. So once you go into the shader editor, you're gonna see these nodes. And once you see these nodes, you're gonna be confused. but that's okay. It's pretty okay. So yeah, this is coding. It's not exactly very artsy, I know, but you'll get used to it, I promise. It's not too complicated, and we don't really have to mess around with this too much, so it's not too terrifying. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to add a new node. So for that, you're gonna press Shift A on your keyboard. Oh my god, I don't know if you can hear that playing. I'm gonna close the window. This is awful. This is an awful way to record. Who records like this? I'm never gonna record like this again. This is awful. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do is add a new node to this set of 3. If you don't already see these nodes, it's probably because you have this check mark not checked. So what you want to do is you want to check it. So it'll probably be like this, and you won't be able to see the nodes. But once you press the check mark, then you'll be able to see this. And then once you can see this, you just want to leave that alone. It's pretty much what we need for now. So what you're going to want to do is press the keybinds on your keyboard, Shift A, to add a new node, and then go over to search. And the node that we're going to search for is called mapping. Boom. And once we have this one, we want to put it just right here, anywhere behind the rest of these, because what we're going to do is connect this one, this vector, to this vector over here. And then it's going to turn into this, but that's okay. Just ignore it for now. And then we're going to add one more node. So Shift A again, and then search for texture coordinate. It's right here. And then boom, just slap that one behind the rest of them. Usually the result that we get when we make a material would be if you connect generated to vector. It comes out a little weird, but this is technically the material that we usually get. But what we want is we want to move in this node, we want to grab the window variable and then move it to the vector. And then this gets us exactly what we want. Boom, the moving texture. And if you don't like the size, if it's like a little too small or weird, you can always just scale it around, move it around, rotate it, however you need to. Just mess around with it to figure out how exactly you want it to look. But that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much how you do the thing. But before you go, don't go yet, because I have one more important thing that I need to show you, because it's important. So basically when using this texture, when using this type of texture, you're gonna run into this situation where you need one object to have 2 different textures, but on the same object. Say for example right here on Chowder's arm, this is like the exact same situation where he's got like one color for the sleeve, and then for like the end of the sleeve there's a different color. So what you're gonna want to do first is you're gonna want to actually make the second color, and the way that I made the second color is actually kind of simple. I use the same exact nodes as the first texture, so basically you could just duplicate the exact same thing that you did for the first texture, and then just like it has the exact same nodes. Look at the setup, it's exactly the same except one little thing. It has this little node right here that you can just search up. It's called color ramp, and you just want to paste that in, and basically what it does, it just changes the color of your image. So you know, I have the different colors right here. You can pick them, just click on this wheel, and you'll be able to adjust it to whatever you want. So I just adjusted the 2 colors to be more of like a pink and a dark pink, so that it can be the same thing as Chowder's normal scarf thing. So what I did for the sleeve was I just picked the normal purple texture to fill out the whole thing, because what we're gonna do after is we go into edit mode, and you're gonna wanna make sure that you're on face select mode so you can select faces. So then we're gonna wanna grab like this entire half of the sleeve so that we can change its color. And we can do that by pressing on this little like thing with like letters on it with like X, Y, and Z on it. Yeah, this changes our point of view. So we want to click on the X one so we can like view the model from like the front. Once we do that, you can see that if you try to highlight the entire like side that we want, it won't exactly get the entire half. It'll kind of leave out whatever is not in view. So in order to get everything, we have to press Alt-Z on your keyboard. And what this does is it takes us into like a ghost mode so that we can just select every face. And you see, if we try to select everything now, we can, it goes all the way through and we get all of the entire half of the object. So now that we have the half selected, what you want to do is add a new material right here by pressing this little plus on the side so that it now has 2 materials. And you just want to go on this little symbol right here that allows you to click on the material that you already created. And just click on this pinker version of the material that you created, and all you want to do is click this assign button. Once you click this assign button, if you have the material that you want selected and the sleeve selected, then it should just paste on the material to the parts that you have selected. And boom, you could do this with any object or whatever. If you like select this entire half of this hat and then press assign, it'll do exactly the same thing. It'll work for anything you want. And funny thing is, I had this weird way of doing this before when I had no idea that the assign button existed, and it was such a hassle. And I even recorded part of that to try to show that the way that I did it, but it was just awful. It was an awful way to do it because I didn't know that there was an easier way to do this. But yeah, thankfully I learned the easier way and now can show you guys how to do it, and there you go. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video there finally with everything taught out. And oh my god, this video was a little bit of an interesting one. I haven't really done full-on tutorials with actual steps to it. I just usually talk about whatever without a script, and this was scriptless too. So yeah, sorry if the video was a little weird and hard to follow. I don't usually do these, but if you guys have any more questions or things that you'd like me to tutorialize or like make a tutorial on, then feel free to comment it and stuff, and then I'll try my best to do that. I personally didn't really like how this video turned out while making it. I was kind of like, oh god, I think I should just finish it now. But if you did like it, then you feel free to tell me that in the comments, or by liking and subscribing, and I'm running out of breath. And also press the hype button. I don't know what that does. I don't know. But press it, because it's a new button, and you should press it. If it's even there, I genuinely don't know how that button works at all. Also wanted to say thank you guys for all the support and for allowing me to get monetized on this, which means that I can get money for doing this. I could get like $2. That's pretty cool. I like $2. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video whenever I make one. I got a couple in mind, but hopefully they're better than this one. I'll try my best to do that. Hopefully. But yeah. Okay, bye.